So the new update is here for the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, and I think there are some really great changes. First, I want to go to the museum to show off the new Shinkiro art, which is right here. This is the new art. Look at that. How nice. I'm glad that Blackheart is included. That's cool. There's Psylocke, Captain America, obviously Spider-Man front and center, Captain Commando, that's Akuma back there, the Strider, and then we have Morrigan on the top right. Very nice artwork, right? And then there's some new music that was added by Cap Jams, which are like remixes here. So that's cool too. But I want to focus on the video games here. So the three biggest changes, each game now has a dedicated versus mode, and there's also a training mode option here, which is fun too because options is a shortcut for training. But that's cool. So every single game, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, every game, well, Punisher doesn't because it's not a fighting game, but you get what I mean. All of these games have a dedicated versus mode, so that's nice. So we'll check out X-Men versus Street Fighter because this game actually has a version select. So look at this. There are 3 different versions you can pick. This was the one that came with the game originally. Now, X-Men vs. Street Fighter is quite notorious for all of the infinite that it contains. These are the only 2 versions that actually have them. This version removed them entirely, or at least mostly. So these older versions here do have all those big crazy infinites. So that's nice. We'll check that out in a minute. But we're going to focus on Marvel 2 because this game received another update that I thought was fantastic. So this involves specifically with the resolution of the game. You can change how the game looks. So you can change it up to X2, which basically means you just double the resolution. So we'll check it here. Also in the versus menu, you can do human opponent, CPU opponent, and you can do like anywhere between first to 1 or first to 10. So this is very sweet. And plus, whenever the match ends, you can go rematch and then go straight back to the game if you'd like. And also there's a option to reset arcade in the menu, so that's cool too. What team shall I use? Let's not think about this too much. There's a handful of teams that I use in this game. Let's do, we'll do Psylocke just to have a little bit of fun. Who else should we do for Cable? I guess I'll do Storm and then Cable, just to try to be a battery and build a ton of meter for Cable. And then we'll do, let's do Santhrax, just for fun, right? So also, you can change which stage you're on. You can do Clock Tower, Cave, whichever. You can also fight on the training stage, which I think is really cool. But we're going to do Airship 2. I think it's random. You have to physically select the option, but we'll see what stage it gives us. There's old Captain Commando. Great assist, but kind of useless as a character. So we'll see what stage we get. And we get Cave. So we're going to take a look at this. This is the original option here, and this is the 2x resolution. Now, if you look at the health bars, I'll switch back to original. If you look at the bottom, the Captain Commando and Cable's health bars, like the top silver section is kind of missing because the resolution is lower. But if you bump it up now, you can see the full HUD as it is. And plus the character portraits are bumped up a little bit too. So that looks nice. Now this stage doesn't look too bad, but if you go to a stage like Airship, there's quite a significant improvement. We'll go Airship 2 because that's a beautiful stage. Also, I'm going to change Psylocke's color just so she kind of blends into the background a little bit. That's right, I'm pulling out those old Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tactics. I'm going to intentionally pick dark colors so I can blend into the background easier. Or more easily, I should say. So, this is the original resolution. Storm is immediately walking towards me. I forgot this was versus. This is the original. Especially if you look at the blades near the top of the, I guess, the windmills on the airship. I guess propellers would be more accurate. And now I changed resolution. It just looks a lot nicer. It's a lot cleaner. The lines are much nicer. Obviously, the 3D stages are going to benefit more than the 2D sprites, but the sprites do look a little different as well. And we're going to go to Clock Tower 2, just because it's like my favorite stage in fighting game history. I really don't know what my favorite stages are in fighting game history. Like, if I had to think about a list, I really wouldn't be able to say. But I do love Clock Tower 2. I think it is just a really cool-looking stage. It just looks really sweet. So, if we look at Clock Tower 2, this is the original. We'll also have the ready on the screen, because why not? This is the original. and this is the new enhanced resolution. So if I go back and forth, the 2x definitely does look nicer. It really does. So doubling the resolution is a really great option. And plus, Capcom did not have to do that. They could have just added the versus mode and then the options select for X-Men versus Street Fighter, and I would have been perfectly happy with it. But another thing about the resolution too is that if I go here, if you look at Captain Commando and Cable's names, once again on the bottom health bars, when I increase the resolution, it just looks a lot cleaner. So it's definitely a huge improvement. But mostly the 3D stages are going to have an advantage on that. The game just looks really, really nice now. Okay, we'll just do that. But I'm very happy that Capcom did this. I can't remember what resolution the PS3 and Xbox 360 ran at. I don't know why I did a snapback. I don't know why I did that. But I think it was 720p if I'm not mistaken. But then again, the PS3, Xbox 360 versions, you could run it up to like 16:9. This is, of course, 4:3. I use Psylocke as a battery for this team, really, because she's really good at building meter. Unfortunately, not a lot of health. But what are you going to do with this torrential rushdown that Storm's giving me? Okay, here comes Storm. We have a Roro and a Roro Violence. Obviously, I'm kind of distracted right now, so I'm not going to be able to play at like my max speed. I also don't know if this CPU is bumped up or look at that guard break. Are you kidding me? I'm not playing it 100% right now because I am distracted, mostly looking at the new stages and stuff. I didn't think that would hit Sentinel. But I'll play one match, I guess, because Captain Commando's up next. And if you know anything about Commando in this game, really good assist, really bad character. Psylocke can actually do cool stuff in this game. Uh-oh. I thought I blocked that. That lasted quite a while. I swear, one time Sentinel did like his Sentinel Force Super, and I swear it took like 10% of my health on chip. Okay, let's get out of here. He's just gonna let me do that? Alright. Let's just do this for Captain Commando here. I think if you increase the AI level and the options, it will reflect it in versus mode, but I'm not too sure. Man, I would love to have Sentinel right now. Of course, that's a really good move by Captain Commando. Alright. Don't let this AI deceive you. Commando's not that good. But it's also because I'm not very focused right now. So, you know. Oh, I could have punished that. I missed that input. Can you believe that? Look at that. I didn't miss it this time, though. And no loops, though, this time. No loops this time. There's Psylocke. She gets to stay on the screen. How nice is that? Alright, but we will look at X-Men vs. Street Fighter now. Because I think for me, that was the coolest change. So we're going to play on the older version. And before you ask, no, I cannot do those big infinites. I do not know how. But we'll just play one match of the game. Just to show off the new version that's available. Trust me, I can play Marvel 2 much, much more proficiently. I'm just very distracted right now because I'm trying to commentate and play at the same time. I, unfortunately, am not Booker T, and I cannot commentate and play at the same time. You know, Black Snow and Booker T, I'm sure you know. Who should I play with? Rogue? Should I do Storm, or should I do Cyclone? We'll just do Storm. It's just one match, right? And we'll fight against... we'll do Ryu, and let's do Magneto. Magnus showing up here. So this is a very cool game as well. I'm glad all the Versus games are here. It's like a fantastic collection. And plus, the increased resolution on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 absolutely makes this the definitive way to play these games. And now that we actually have the different X-Men vs. Street Fighters, like the modes, awesome, right? That's right, amigo. Oh, I missed that completely. Disruptor. Look at that. What do you know? Oh, sorry about the flashing lights if you're photosensitive. But there's the old good night sugar from Rogue. Oh, look at this. Let's get Storm. Hello, Storm. Oh, yeah, look at that. Let me fly away. Look at this. Look at that meter build. Storm's so ridiculous in this game. But get him a Roro, please. We'll go back to Rogue. Yeah, that's right, Magnus. What are you gonna do? Good night, sugar. Beautiful. I've got a little bit of experience in this game. I also just think Rogue is just a really cool character. I love her in Marvel 2 as well. That wasn't very ladylike, but I kicked her butt. What a great character, huh? But yeah, see, here's the new win-lose, and of course you go to rematch, and it sends right back to the character select screen, which is great for Switch glitch in Marvel 2. So that's the new update for the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Just kind of wanted to give a little bit of a basic rundown of all the new features. And plus, X-Men, you can do all the games. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, Children of the Atom. I don't think Punisher got anything new, but there you go.